As Jill mentioned, my name is Lindsay. This is going to be super informal, so at any time, if you have any questions, just jump on in, ask away. Follow along if you'd like. If you have a computer or even phone, you can follow along with anything that I'm doing. I like to present while I'm talking and just have it going, just so we can kind of hands-on learn. But today we're talking about YouTube optimization. So what that entails is let's say you've already started creating some video, you've set up your channel. We'll talk a little bit about the setup. How do you get views, right? Because that's the hard part, really. Actually creating the content is usually the hardest part. But how are we getting the views? Because it seems like, okay, I've made the video, I know how to upload, but after that, you lost me. So we're going to talk about the optimization and the algorithm of how we can get more reach and more leads from this, essentially. But I'm going to start with a few examples here. How many of you guys have a YouTube channel set up? Okay, like half of us. All right, and then how many of you guys are posting consistently?
Like millions.
I know. It's funny because sometimes when I'll look at agents' channels, I'll see, okay, they like had a hot streak for like 3 months, and then it was like, oops. Then they fell off, and that's normal. But let's talk about how to get the views. Now, I want to talk about the setup here. There's a few things that you want to do for branding purposes and just customer satisfaction here of what are we going to set up. I've got 2 examples up here that I want to kind of reference. They're both from different markets. The first is Karen Carr. Have you heard of Karen before? No. So she's created a brand, Georgia Coast Home. She is in Savannah and Augusta, Georgia, is kind of where she does a lot of her sales. But she's got 2 channels. So if you come across Karen Carr, there's 2 channels for her. One is about her real estate career, and the other, she's a YouTube coach. So she actually got a lot of her leads directly from YouTube. So she now speaks about YouTube across the nation, and so I've gone to many of her talks, and I've learned a lot of really good things from her. So this is a good person to follow on YouTube. But we're going to talk about the setup, like I mentioned. So actually, I'm going to pop over to this other group, Living in Denver. They're the Mile High Property Brothers. I'm going to start with them. First is the channel icon. This is something that you want to have set up, and I'll show you guys how to do all of this. But step 1, channel icon. That is this. This image right here should represent your brand. Now, if you've never put this in, it's probably going to be like a letter. If it were me, for Lindsay, it would just be an L right there. If you've never set that up, it's just going to be blank, but with your first initial. So make sure that you have this channel icon uploaded. What it should be a professional headshot, or in Karen's case, she used the logo right here. This should be the same thing that you're using across the entire internet. Google, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are online, that needs to be the same thing across the board, because essentially, if somebody sees this and I were to see this logo, I should know right away, brand recognition, this is Georgia Coast Homes. Same with this photo right here. If I were to see this, oh, okay, I know this is the Mile High Property Brothers. So you want to create that brand recognition, keep it consistent. The next is going to be your channel cover photo. That is this banner at the top. This gets a little bit tricky because the size dimensions on the computer versus the phone, they're different. So it's going to look a little bit different. So when you're creating this, I suggest using Canva. Canva is where I created ours. They do have, if you were to type in YouTube channel banner, they do have the right size specs that are current with 2023, what size it needs to be. However, it doesn't translate super well from device to device. So I would test it. Test it on your phone, test it on your computer. If you've got a tablet, test it on multiple devices and see how this banner looks, because on here it might look beautiful, but then you see on the phone, it's cut off and it says living in Den instead of Denver, right? So take a look at that when you're creating it. The banner should kind of tell the audience what you're about, right? So if you were just to put like, I don't know, your headshot and a cactus, that might not necessarily tell the users what it's about. If you are doing a lot of content related to what it's like to live in Arizona, then I would say something kind of similar to these guys, living in Arizona, and maybe then you have the cactus, but you want to quickly paint that picture of what people can expect from this channel so they know at first glance, okay, I know that they're in real estate, and I know that they can be a relocation specialist, whatever that might be. Then we have the description. So this is where I've seen a lot of agents in the description, they will put their bio. And you know, we've actually, somebody before me set ours up, and that's what it said. It was the bio of Chicago Title, but that's not what we want to do. The description is to tell the end user what you're going to be talking about. What value does the end user get by following your channel? Why should they subscribe? Well, they told us right at the very beginning, are you wondering what it's like to live in Denver, Colorado? Well, this is the channel you need. Rather than saying, I'm Lindsay, I am a real estate specialist working in Scottsdale, Arizona, I focus on buyers, sellers, investors, whatever. That is more talking about myself, and it's not talking about the channel. So we want to talk about the channel, tell them what they're going to get out of it. If you do want to talk a little bit about yourself, that's totally fine, but I would suggest putting it towards the bottom. Don't make it the star of the show. And then you can input contact information in here as well. So this is text, right? But there are fields where you can put in your contact information as well as links. So if you want to direct somebody to a website, to a landing page we were talking about earlier, to social media, any social media accounts, you can do that in here. And I'm going to show you where to set that up. Let's actually show you right now. So where you're going to go is you're going to go into your channel studio. So when you're logged in, right, go to customize channel, and now we're going to go into the studio. Creator Studio is kind of the back end if you're not familiar with it. This is the back end of your particular channel, so as long as you're logged in, you can easily get in there after you've hit customize. And where you're going to do all of this is in that branding tab. So in branding, this is where you can change the channel icon. It gives you some guidelines on how big that should be, or how small too. And then use a PNG or GIF. So those are going to be the two file formats they support. Your banner. So notice 2048 by 1152 for the pixels. That's the optimal size for the banner. But like I said, it's going to look a little different from device to device. So keep that in mind. You can also add in a video watermark if you want to have that playing. You have like a watermark of your logo or contact information or headshot, something like that throughout the duration of your video. And then in basic info is where you're going to be able to put in your description and then add in those links. So where you can add, we did our website, Instagram, our LinkedIn page. And then once you've input all of these links, you can see over here, the buttons are right here at the top of our banner. You can pin those up there so people can quickly get a hold of you. Let's see. These guys, they did their book a call. So their book a call link is pinned on the top of their cover photo. And then also she did relocation guide. That's pinned right there. So how you do that is after you input the links, you're going to, right below it, links on banner, you're going to choose, do I want none of them? Do I want the first two? You can do up to 5. So I just said I want all 3, so I put the first 3 are going to be on that channel banner. Any questions on that? And then lastly, the contact information, so it will allow you to put an email address as you saw on theirs. There's that email address right here. So that's just kind of setting up the about. That's really the basic of setting up the minimum on the page. And no questions on that one? Okay. Now
wait, are you going over setting it up? Like starting from scratch?
So that
because
was.
if that's the case, where are we going to? Because like I'm logged into YouTube or my Google, and I went here to settings, I guess.
Yeah.
So is this not where those are?
Correct. So if the channel is not already set up, you won't be able to get into this, but I can show you after. That was what we did last month. That was part 1. So this is part 2. So I can definitely, after this, I can kind of show you how to navigate that for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then next, we're going to talk about the channel trailer. So notice when I go to their home, this video autoplays. That is the channel trailer. This is something that once you have video content there, you should pin this channel trailer, and you should have, whatever it is, it should really highlight what the channel is about. So then, truth about Denver's housing market. So right away, first thing I see, that's okay, I know that they work in real estate, right? I know that they work in Denver real estate. So that autoplays. That's kind of the benefit of the trailer. As soon as I get there, it's just going to go right away, and users don't really have a choice of whether they want to watch it or not. It just autoplays. So that's the trailer that you can highlight, and I suggest keeping that fresh every so often, especially if you have regular subscribers. You want to keep them with fresh content. Then, as I scroll down, here I'm going to pause this so it doesn't keep playing. As I scroll down, they have segmented this out. They've put it in different sections. So some of their sections here, must see Denver places and things to do. So maybe if I were, from out of state, I'd be like, okay, I know I'm traveling to Denver for the week. I can check this out. And then let's say I get to Denver, I love it, I fall in love with it, and I'm like, oh, now I'm looking to buy or sell. Like I know, whose videos I just watched. I already know an expert in Denver who works in real estate. So this could maybe, it could be for current residents, but it could also be for out-of-state residents. The suburbs. So this is talking about the different suburbs. This is really a good baseline, like kind of a good template for you guys to think of what kind of content to post. We've got tons of suburbs, right, outside of Phoenix. So you could do one about Surprise, you could do one about Chandler, Mesa, etc. And then these are going to be buying and selling tips. So rather than talking about a particular city, now they're getting into, more transactional information. So those are all of their different sections. And then they've got, those are sections, right? And this is playlists. So at the very bottom, they have their playlists. There are lots of benefits to creating playlists. Here, I'm going to click on one of them. Let's click on the must-see Denver places and things to do. Notice when I click on it, now their playlist is here. So what's going to happen is as soon as I finish watching this video, it's going to autoplay into this one, then this one. Whereas normally, let's see, if I were to just click on, let's go to one of hers. I'm just going to click on one right here. And if it's not in a playlist. Whoops. I didn't mean to click on that. Some of them will be hers, but some of them aren't hers, right? Like this is somebody else's here. Guest house music, that's something else, right? So the benefit to the playlist is that we are then going straight into all of their videos. And just so you know, the stat just came out from the head of YouTube, and he said that 70% of all video watched on YouTube, 70% is just based off of those autoplays on the right, the suggested videos of what's going to come next and next. So I'm going to talk about the algorithm here in a second, but the algorithm, part of that is how long are you keeping people looking at your videos and on your page? Why?
When you did the playlist, you hit the top. Because this.
Like how to set them up?
Yeah. Well, let's. I don't know. Like I'm just my channel.
Yep. So when you go, okay. So that's the default. That is. Let's go back to their home. That is the default. Right. Is videos. Videos, just all of them. Just like a lump sum of all of their videos from most recent to oldest. That's that very first section you see right here. But then it's going to go into popular videos, and then it goes into sections that you've created. So then all of their sections that they've created are going to be here, and then at the very bottom, we see all of their playlists. So how you set those up, I want all of this to go away. How you set that up is in that customized channel.
Because these are already created, so I just have to go in and customize it.
Correct. So when you hit customize channel, and you go, the very first tab will be layout. So see, it's going to allow you to create different sections in here. And then when you're uploading the video, I'll show you how to do this by the time we leave. I'll show you how to create the playlist too. So yeah, that's what's really important about doing the playlist is, like I said, it's going to autoplay into that next one and the next one. And really, I mean, it's going to be good for the consumer experience, because if they're clicking on this one, then I probably already know what they'd be interested in for the following videos, right? So if you're interested in must-see places in Denver, then maybe they're interested in a guide on traveling to Denver, or Denver hotspots, or favorite neighborhoods, right? So they all kind of go hand in hand, and so that would probably benefit me to get people to continue watching my videos, which will, again, manipulate the algorithm. Any questions on the playlist or the sections? And again, where to go for that is back in that, we're in YouTube Studio and I'm in channel customization. That's in layout. So I can create those sections, right? So you can do up to 12, and these are the different sections that it will go in. Or I can do playlists, which is you create the playlist at the time of uploading your video. And I'll show you guys how to do that here in a second. But basically everything I've talked about so far, where you're going to go and do that, that's going to be directly in this channel customization. So once you go into your channel, and here, you hit customize channel right there. And that's where you're going to go to do any of the stuff that I've talked about thus far. The branding, the descriptions, the links, and organizing it essentially. Questions on that? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the algorithm. This is my favorite part to talk about. Yes?
What's the difference between a channel trailer and featured video?
Yeah, so this is going to be, let's see, this video won't be shown again at the top of your page for subscribers who have already watched it. So that will interchange, I think, for subscribers, whereas if I'm just viewing the page on my own, like I'm not a subscriber, then I think that it...
Is it kind of like a trailer for like people who come back?
Yes.
But like not the trailer.
Yes, exactly. All right, so the algorithm. There's three parts to the algorithm that I want you guys to focus on. The first one is keywords and title. So having the right keywords on your video and the right catchy title, that is what is going to keep people, that's what's going to get more reach on your video. That's how, rather than being found on page 18, you can be found on page 1, right? So it's by having the right keywords and the right title. I'm going to show you guys how to create that. Now, do any of you guys use TubeBuddy? TubeBuddy, okay, so excited. This is like my jam. TubeBuddy is a Chrome extension. So if you use Google Chrome, I'm going to show you guys right now. If I were just to type in TubeBuddy Chrome extension, so you have to use Google Chrome to do it though. I can go onto here, and it's just going to be an add-in. So it would say add, I already have it, but it's just going to say, do you want to add this to your Google Chrome? And now once you hit add, it's free. This, what I'm showing you right now, is free. Once it's on there, notice all of a sudden there's analytics everywhere. Now if you guys were looking right now at the same exact thing that I'm looking at, yours is going to look different because you don't have the TubeBuddy installed. But for us, we have it installed. So now, let's see here on the right. I've got analytics into competitors' videos. So it's kind of nice to creep and like see, okay, I know, so-and-so's doing well with their videos. What kind of keywords are they putting in? What are they doing to get there? Well, now I know that on this particular video, they got a score of 80. 80's good. yeah, 80 is a good SEO score provided by TubeBuddy, but it's telling me, so the video got 872 views, this channel, sorry, this is the channel, had 9,000 subscribers, and they have 209 videos. But here's what you don't see without the extension. These are all the tags they use. So I know what tags Property Brothers are using, and part of that is what helps them get that score of 80. 80, remember, 80 is good, 80 is going to get you more reach and more views. And really the end goal here is, yes, it's to be able to be found in a search, but it's when I'm watching a video, I want my video on the right to populate next in those suggested videos. That's really what you want, because as we mentioned, 70% of time spent for a YouTube user is those suggested videos that keep popping up on the right.
Can you do that without the channel, without having a channel?
No.
TubeBuddy?
I don't know actually, because I've never done it without one. So you might be able to still install it and still browse, even if you're not signed into one. I don't see why not actually, but I've never tried it. So it's free, so might as well try it. But now I'm going to show you guys a paid version.
Yeah,
so now there's...
what's the difference? Because the first thing I see is they want you to go into the paid version.
Yeah, so go ahead.
The tags, is that like a channel tag or
that's the video tag? Video tag.
Oh, for that video.
For that particular video. So for this one, it's must-see places in Denver. These are the tags that they use for this particular video. Now let me show you this paid version that we have. So when you have a paid version, you get access to a few things. We have the Pro. You can see right here, our license is Pro, and the Pro is really not that expensive. $28 for the year. I was like, absolutely, I'll do it.
You get 50% off if you have less than 1,000 subscribers. I already know that. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
There you
You're
go.
a rising star. I like it. Yeah, it's very inexpensive for the Pro, and I'm going to show you what the Pro gets because that's what we have here. Okay, so now that I have, first you're going to have the extension installed into your Google Chrome, and then when you sign up for Pro, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to put your YouTube channel in. So at that point, you do need a YouTube channel. So then you put in, it's going to have you log in, connect your account, and then once it's connected, you'll have this little button here on the right, the TubeBuddy button, whenever you're logged in. Now this is kind of how you can navigate and move in here. I'm going to show you the tools. There's two tools. These are the two reasons that I bought this $28 for the year. Let's go into Keyword Explorer. Actually, let's go into, we'll do Keyword Explorer first. So right now, first thing it's doing is it's showing me what's trending right now. What are people searching on the internet? But if I want to search, let's see, Scottsdale, Arizona, I can search in here right away. This is a keyword, right? I'm figuring out what keywords people are typing in right now. Well, it is a very highly ranked keyword in terms of volume, getting lots of traffic. Lots of people are searching about it. But if I'm just going to use the keyword Scottsdale, Arizona, that's really poor because so is everybody else, right? So like I'm competing against millions and millions of other videos. So the weighted score is pretty low. But again, it's telling me the optimization strength. How many videos pop up if I were to do that? 2 million. There's 2 million videos if I were to type in Scottsdale, Arizona. Right? And how many people are searching for that on a monthly basis? 1.25. So then it says on the right, well, okay, people who are searching Scottsdale, Arizona, what else are they searching? Well, it seems like there's a lot of, bachelor party, nightlife. People are coming here for the entertainment. So maybe this is a way to generate ideas of what kind of content are people looking for. So if you're kind of like, I don't even have a video ready to go, I'm just trying to figure out what is valuable to the end user, you can come in here and I can see, all right, this is what people are looking for right now. So they're bachelorette parties, mansions, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Is that over like the last 30 days?
Yeah, so I think, because it says right here, 30 days, I think so. I think that's what it's pulling in right now.
Can you click the full one?
Yeah.
I'm curious if that changes like those searches.
Yeah, let's see. just changes that graph.
So it's interesting, over time you can see the seasonality.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
The last couple
Yeah,
months.
because
Somebody
as
wants
you
to come in
hover
July.
over, and then let's see, the February 6th was the peak. Wonder why.
Super Bowl.
Wonder why, right? And then, so you know, YouTube is owned by Google, right? So YouTube is owned by Google. So then it also gives you data at the same time into Google Analytics too. So they go hand in hand, but you have access to that as well. So the Keyword Explorer is cool. I like it because, like I said, it gives you an idea of what is popular and trending right now. But this SEO Studio tool, by far, hands down, the coolest thing. All right, so let's say now that I know, I have the idea, I want to create a video about, you know, the experience of living in Scottsdale. Well, if I put that in here, I'm going to say that's going to be my keyword. And just so you know, a keyword doesn't have to be a word. It can be a phrase, right? They call that long tail keywords, the more you add to it. But so living in Scottsdale, now it's giving me my score. So if I right now were to do a video with the title called Living in Scottsdale and just left the description as is, I'd get a 62%, which is it's not bad, but it's not great. I want 80 or above, really. So what I'm going to do, and it kind of tells me on the right why. Why is my score 62? Well, now, let's see. I want to make it maybe a little bit more specific. So, living in North Scottsdale. Now it just bumped me up to an 86. Reason being, I'm guessing why I went from 62 to 86 is it's a little bit more direct and there's not as much competition, right? If we saw 2 million videos for Scottsdale, Arizona, maybe by narrowing it down to North Scottsdale, I can get a little bit more views, a little more reach.
North Scottsdale?
Just North Scottsdale by itself? Let's see. I mean, that's the cool thing with this tool is as I play with it, yeah, it goes down quite a bit. Now, let's see, pros and cons of living in North Scottsdale.
Because it's so specific.
Now it's gone back up, right? And then as you start to type in the description too, it can change. But let's see, right now it says, the reason I'm at 86 and not higher, include partial matches of your target keyword in the description. So that's the nice thing here, is it kind of guides you and says, well, here's why you're a 62. So then, so that is part 1 is the title and your description. Part 2, and just so you know, when you're doing that description, I would definitely always, let's go back. I would always make the very first sentence
Your title.
exactly.
That solves the last one on that list.
Exactly. So,
Just transfer that down there. I bet you go to like 94,
yeah,
right?
let's see. Let's see right here.
Since that was one of the only red X, right?
Yeah. Pros and cons in living in North Scottsdale. One pro, or let's see, I don't want to give them the whole information. Learn about why people love living in North Scottsdale. There we go. Went up to 95, right? So I'm starting to continue to use a little bit more of what I've already said. I'm reiterating it because it's really just pulling in living in North Scottsdale. So yeah, this is a really fun tool to check your title and descriptions. The next one are the tags. So those are the keywords. Each video can have its own keywords. So it's going to populate. Now, it's giving me suggestions on what I should do. Living in Scottsdale, AZ. Pros and cons of living in Scottsdale. And this is based off relevance, so that means what people are searching for right now. That's how it's populating right now. What is it like living in Scottsdale? Living in North Scottsdale. I'm going to skip the Old Town one, but and it's interesting. Some of these are the misspellings. Yeah. That's when people type way too fast, right? It's a common search, I guess. And so,
What's Snotchdale? No.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. So with that, now I'm up at a 99. So you can see that this tool is really, really beneficial to making sure you've got the right title, the right description, the right keywords, which is part 1 of the algorithm, right? That's what's going to help you get more views. Then I go into the next step. Your thumbnails. Now, it gives me the opportunity right now, if I wanted to upload a thumbnail, it will give me a score based off of my thumbnail of how well that will attract people to want to click on it. What I see here, these are existing videos that do live on YouTube right now. These are your guys' competitors that are doing well. It is pulling in which thumbnails are ranked the highest for this particular subject. And so I can scroll through it and get some ideas. So maybe I haven't created my thumbnail yet. Well, I'm going to look through this and that's going to generate some ideas. I create all my thumbnails also in Canva. So along with that banner art that we talked about at the beginning, I create the channel thumbnails in Canva. What you notice here, the common theme on all of these is there's like 5 to 7 keywords that are just a phrase that are right there. Big, bold words, rather than, I see a lot of people when they upload their videos, it's just taking a little snippet from the video, and it's usually you're like moving or talking, and so it's kind of blurry and fuzzy, and it just doesn't do justice of what the video is truly about. So you want a high resolution image paired with, 5 to 7 words of text, nice and bolded so people can see it and know what the video is about, as well as it's just been, studies have proven that having your face on that cover photo or the thumbnail, having your face on there just tends to get more clicks. I don't know why, but that is just how consumers tend to want to watch videos. So yeah, this will give you some ideas of what to put, and then once you've created it, then you can upload that thumbnail in here, see if that changes your SEO score at all. The next and last step at this point, it's going to allow me to save this. So when I create my video and I'm uploading it into YouTube, I don't have to redo all of this. It's already been done. There will be a button in YouTube Studio that will say, do you want to use your TubeBuddy draft? And then all of this will populate for me. Yeah, it's a really cool tool that I think is totally worth the price. But if you're not really creating video yet, then it might not be as beneficial for you if you're still kind of in the early stages of just trying to learn more about it and get some ideas. At a minimum, download the free extension so you can see this here on the side of every video. Any questions on that piece? Okay. Part 2 of the algorithm, the next most important part, is retention. So that's getting people to stay and to watch at least 8 seconds of your video. So, because I'm guilty of when I get to a video, within the first maybe 10 seconds, I'm like, I'm either in it or I'm out. And I'm like, this is not what I'm looking for, on to the next one. So if you're not capturing my attention within the first 8 seconds, YouTube's like, okay, well, she wasn't interested in it, so people who have similar browsing patterns, they won't be interested in either. So we're gonna just push their video towards the 20th page rather than the 10th page, right? And so the more time that I'm spending watching that video, the higher I'm gonna rank in those search results. So rather than saying, hi, my name's Lindsay, I'm with Chicago Title, and I'm going to talk about, right? Exactly. No one cares what my name is. No one cares who I work for. I want to say, today we're going to talk about 7 pros about living in North Scottsdale, right? Why should you be moving to North Scottsdale? Right away, I want to tell people what they're going to get out of it. What is this video about? Because it's not about me, because nobody cares about me, right? They care about what are they getting out of it? What is the value to the end user? So that is really important with the retention piece, and just making sure that you're capturing their attention. Whether it's a 60-second video or a 5-minute long video, I personally try not to go close to 5 because I think that's really kind of a long time to hold someone's attention span, especially right now when we've got TikToks and Reels and Shorts, and we've got all this micro video content. Now we're conditioned to want the information in 60 seconds or less now. So having those longer videos can be a disservice, but really they they start to take a percentage. So if it's a 5-minute video and you've kept them for a minute's a long time, but that's 20%, right? That's 20% retention rate. Whereas if I were to do a 2-minute video and I kept them for a minute, I've got a 50% retention rate. And so that's a little bit better. So I'm not saying long videos is terrible, but you just have to be able to keep someone's attention for an extended period of time, which is
better off breaking it into a playlist than multiple videos.
Yeah. Or just have really, really interesting information that people want to know about, right? So I noticed that when you do lists and you tell people, these are, and I just did one of these on Instagram, there are 15 new places coming to Scottsdale and 15 new projects that are opening up in Scottsdale. And right away, 15 is like, ooh, like that's good, a hefty video, right? I ended up breaking it up into 3 videos of 5, but that's a hefty amount of time. But if people are like, I just want to know what the next one is, and maybe I could hold someone's attention span for 15 places. It depends on how important that information is to them. But think about that when you're choosing the duration of the video. And then the last piece, so the first part of the algorithm is title, tags, description. I showed you that. Second piece is retention. The third piece is engagement. So that is going to be, are you getting comments? Are you getting shares? Are you getting subscribes? Are you getting likes? Like, what are people doing once they watch the video? What's happening next? And so you see right here, the 15 comments, the 68 likes, and they've got some insight into how many subscribers they got from this particular video. That is also what's driving you to show up higher in a search. So you want to make sure that you're putting things within your video that is prompting people to comment, that is prompting people to subscribe. So you don't want to just end the video and here you go, here's your free information, right? You want to ask people, comment and tell me the Oxford. Have you been to the Oxford? When's the last time you were at the Oxford? Or what do you love about the Oxford, right? I'm telling people to engage with me. And then I'm also going to say, you can see on their video, they have a button right here to subscribe. So they've inserted that button to where people can subscribe throughout the duration of the video. That is the third part of the algorithm, is really that engagement piece. So there's not really a whole lot of tips and tricks around that, as just really encouraging people to engage with you. Any questions on those three pieces there? All right, so now I'm going to show you guys if we're uploading it, let's see. I'm going to go back to, all right, now we're in our channel, and now I want to upload a video. So I hit create up here at the top right. What am I going to do? They started, this is new, and I don't love it. They have posts now, think of like a Facebook status. I don't think that's going to do so well here, but upload video, right? So I can select my file. It's going to be an MP4 file. Let's go to documents, and let's see if I can just find one. Oh, well, I just want videos.
Do you recommend just doing the longer videos, or what about YouTube Shorts or anything like that?
Yeah, YouTube Shorts. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. So this is a 3-part series if you guys weren't informed yet. So part 1 was kind of like the setup, how to start creating video. This was the optimization, and then next month is going to be Shorts. Okay. I think YouTube long form video is still king. This is where it lives, and this is what does best. But Shorts is something that is actually done better than I thought it would. People are really taking to it, and just because I said earlier we're conditioned to want content fast, I think that's why it's doing well. So yeah, we'll talk about that next month. Okay. So in here, now you've got your title, your description. Do you want to upload your thumbnail? Do you want to add, there's going to be tags in there too. Or am I just going to input something that I've already done in TubeBuddy? So let's see, I think I had a test one in here at one point. Here's one, living in Scottsdale. I hit apply, and something that I've already done before, Now it's already in here. Now I don't have to redo it. Once I've tried it in that SEO toolkit, I don't have to redo it. I already know I got a 99 score on that. So in here, it all auto-populated for me. So that's what's really nice about that. Save as a draft. The playlist. At this point, I can choose, do I want to put it in a playlist that's already existing? Does it relate to one of my topics? Or do I want to create a new one? So then in here, I can decide, social media education, done. And now it's being added to a playlist. The audience, this is just, this is not a children's thing, so I'm just gonna say no. Is there paid promotion in here? No. Do you want automatic chapters? So what that does, here I'll show you what that looks like, is on theirs. See this chapter where this one's intro, this one says location, this one says why the Oxford, this one says history, that's a long one. So all those little things, those are the different chapters, the chapters that they...
It does that automatically.
Yes, and then...
Do you recommend that?
Yeah, for a longer video. That one was a 10-minute long video. So I would probably enjoy being able to skip kind of throughout and finding what's important to me. Featured places, it will also, like, as the video is going, if he's talking about the Oxford, like something could pop up that will give them the ability to click to a Google Maps, because it's Google, they're owned by Google, to see the Oxford. Our tags were automatically put in there. It does give you the opportunity to see those same keyword tools right in here if you want to do it again. Your video's in English. If you want to put in your recording date. Shorts. So it does allow for this video. So this one, I know this is a really long video because this was a Zoom recording, but if it was a 5-minute long video, this could trim it down to 60 seconds and people could preview it in YouTube Shorts. If someone's browsing through Shorts right now, they would be able to find my 5-minute long video condensed into 60 seconds, and then they could click on it to watch the extended version. So I always check this on. Might as well get more views if I can. You do your you say what category is it. There's not really a ton of good ones for real estate, so I usually leave it at education. Yeah. I mean, none of them are super. Yeah. This is kind of funny. This one's new. Academic. Just because I guess because I'm saying it's an educational video.
Yeah.
And then the comments. So this is up to you if you want to allow all comments. I usually leave it at hold appropriately inappropriate ones, so then I can review, like, I don't know, I think it looks for keyword, like swear words or something. I'm not really sure what it flags, but at that point, I've never had to approve or disapprove because no one's ever said anything terrible, I guess. This, I guess they're testing. If you want it even more strict, this one, hold all comments for review, so you can choose which ones publish. Oh, and then you can also turn comments off, but I wouldn't do that because that helps with the engagement piece. And then, yeah, do you want to hide the likes? Or, I'm sorry, the views? Not necessarily. And then I hit next. Now it's, oops, I think I skipped one. Video elements, subtitles. This is great. It has the ability to add subtitles. 80% of video is watched on silent. I am guilty of that. I watch all my videos on silent. And so having those subtitles on there are going to be really nice. Couple ways you can do this. Upload a file, so you could literally have like a transcripted, typed out file that you could upload. Sounds like a lot of work. I mean, there are services that will do that for you. Auto sync, so that's like Siri, right? If you're talking to Siri, sometimes she hears the right thing, sometimes it's not what you said. But you can auto sync it, and then as it starts, again, this is like an hour-long video, so it's not going to go, but the words will auto-populate, and then you can manually go in and say, oh, I didn't say bed, I said fed, or something.
So it's closed caption, it's captioning rather than subtitles.
Right.
Is what that is.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yes.
AKA captioning.
Yeah, let's see. I'll go back. I don't want that. And then it also allows you to manually type them in right then and there. You can have an end screen where you upload like a screen at the end. Some people will do that where I'll just have like their contact information. Check out my website to learn about
Use the real estate logo, and you
Yeah.
can throw the required info on an end screen, and then you have it once. And
exactly that. And then on this next page, it's checking to see if you've. I've had somebody before who thought it was fun, and it definitely was fun, to throw in like a clip from Step Brothers in the mix because it kind of was funny and it like went with what he was saying. But they were like, "Wait, do you own the rights to this content, right?" So it did flag that. So it will check this.
How do you get permission for that?
Permission?
Yeah, for
I don't know.
copyright infringement.
It will let you publish it. It let them proceed, but then it flags it like, I don't know, maybe a couple days later. Then it just got taken down after that. But I don't know how you would get permission to use something like that. Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
But if you do, then you can put it in there.
Yeah, I guess. So basically, once it gets taken down, you'll get an email notification saying you violated copyright, and then there's like an appeal process where at that point you can say, no, like, Will Ferrell's my brother, like, I can use this, right? And so then you could like formally submit like a written authorization or something. I'm not really exactly sure how you would get that.
So that takes time though, right?
But yeah, but at that point it's a manual appeal process, and so you're not just like working with the computer, you're working with like an individual at that point.
But you can't plug it in there somewhere right away and then...
No, it would flag it
Still.
from the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Then on the visibility, do you want to save it, publish it, and then who do you want to be able to watch it? I would definitely say let everyone watch it, right? You want to get as many views as you possibly can. And it's really nice that you can also schedule it out now. So if you were doing one right now all about spring training, right? And so, well, spring training basically is here, but if you wanted it to go live on Friday, like kick off to spring training, right? You can schedule that out to go live, and then I would hit save, and then it would publish. And then it would be on my channel. So those are the steps when you are uploading your video. So again, you would hit create and then upload video here. And that is once you are logged into your channel. And then reminder, that TubeBuddy button is right here. This is the two tools that I showed you that I think are really the most beneficial is Keyword Explorer and that SEO Studio. The rest of them are cool too, but these are the two that I think are most beneficial. Yes.
So I mean, I think I already know the answer to this question, but so you have to do this optimization process for every single video that you make.
You do. It is.
That's why these content creators, it's their full-time job.
Right, absolutely. And so, so Jill was mentioning before that she has a client that has really, he became a heavy hitter with YouTube this year, like the last few months, that was his goal. He outsourced somebody, so he helps someone's helping him do the actual video footage. But I believe he is doing the keywords himself. I think that's what he told me. But when you have a tool like TubeBuddy that can kind of help auto-fill those things for you, you do have to give it a little prompt. You have to give it some juice. But it does kind of help auto-fill the rest of it. So, I mean, that could take you, I don't know, let's say 30 minutes right there by doing the thumbnail and doing the titles and the tags. Maybe that's 30 minutes of your time. And then maybe it took you another hour to film it. The bulk of where all of this time is like putting the actual video together, right? So if you can outsource that part, I think that's the best bang for your buck because...
Outsource putting the video together?
Yeah, making the video.
So yeah, if you go to like Fiverr and send it all to
You've got footage.
You go where?
Fiverr.
Well, yes.
Okay.
So there's like, do you mean like if you were to put it together yourself with a tool? So if it's an app, a lot of agents right now are liking the app called VN. It's just the letter V and the letter N. That's one that I've heard a lot of agents loving. I haven't used it yet, but the last few classes I've taught, everyone raves about it. VN. And then, like I do internally, our marketing team, we use iMovie. iMovie on the Mac is I really enjoy iMovie. There's a few others, but Adobe Premiere, Cut Pro. Yeah.
So how many, for a real estate agent, what is the normal or the average number of videos that they're posting per week?
So the people that are like thriving with it right now, it's 1 a week. Those are the people that I have heard that are getting leads. Right. Oh, if you were to do it multiple times a week, that's a lot. Right. But this individual that I was just talking about, I think he time blocks like, let's say a Monday afternoon. A Monday afternoon is when I do all my footage. Then I pass it off to said person. They put it all together for me. And then by the following Monday, he's ready to, put it in here. It's packaged, ready to go. He does the TubeBuddy, fills in the title, the description, the tags, and then it's ready to go. So, I mean, it's a couple hours a week.
He shoots his own video, and then he sends it off and lets somebody cut and paste and add graphics or whatever into it. Okay.
There's a company called Tsunami.
Yeah, Tsunami. It's Xunami.
I think
that's what I use. Okay, so then you just send it to them, and they'll put the music and they'll do everything. It's $25. You have to subscribe for $50 a month, but you can give them 2 videos or more.
It's XU.
It's an app or
Tsunami.
It's a
Xunami.
website, but now I think they have an app, right?
It's an app.
Yeah.
XUNAI.
They have an app.
And then it's so easy that way because if you got the footage, and I guess I would recommend getting a
the lapel mics,
a lapel mic or something because I've done it a couple times. Now, trust me, I'm not great, but it's working. The more you do it, the more comfortable you feel with it. But I don't to put the video together and worry about all that. It's
that is the most
for $25. It's just like I upload it right to the app. You tell them what you want. They'll do closed caption on everything, which I think is key.
Is important, yeah, because a lot of people
because they just want to seriously they're watching them at work. Half these people
right, they can't have the sound on.
That's
and they have to have the sound on. So seriously, they do, and so it's just easy for $25. I just found it, and you could do. I mean, you have to commit to 2 a month, but you could for $100. I guess, in my opinion, and if you start doing it routinely and you get leads from it,
well, if you're doing a 2 or 3 minute video, that's going to take you
cancel it anytime.
probably 3 hours.
No, but he would prefer he does. I think mostly short, like 5 minutes. I think
5 minutes or less.
Yeah, I think he'd do anything. But it's because he'll just do music to it, but he's not going to do closed caption to a 45-minute.
Right.
I mean, we have to be. It's $25, and he has people doing it, so they're getting paid. So he doesn't have the time to do that. But I sent him a picture last week, and it was something about like the old Tempe Stadium, and I was trying to get like new stuff from the Super Bowl and show because it looked like it was just a stadium. There was nothing around there. It was really strange, and I thought that would be a good video to go here to here, but I didn't have time, and then by the time I wanted to get him the pictures, it passed, and it didn't matter now. It was stupid.
So do you take these? Are people taking these
that's what I
YouTube
will do. I just thought about that.
channel videos, and then they're also posting them up on Facebook pages and Instagram?
So you could totally. So there's like a pro and con to that. So the pro is you're getting more exposure. If I'm putting this out on Facebook as well, then I'm getting even more views, right? Because I'm getting in front of a new audience. But on the Facebook side, what happens is it's a URL, right? So if I were to put that into my Facebook status, someone clicks on it, it's then directing people off of Facebook and into YouTube. And YouTube's like, hey, and Facebook's like, that's our competitor. We don't want you leaving our site going to YouTube. So you kind of have to decide, do I want better reach on Facebook or do I want better reach on YouTube, right? So you get to choose. I personally would say YouTube in that scenario because YouTube is owned by Google and Google is really the most important thing.
Search engine, right. Okay. So really,
you can upload the native file to Facebook too. Yeah, you can totally.
You got all the tags and stuff. You just copy.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the manual upload from one, and then you do the same thing on the other.
My page has a fair amount of followers on it.
Well, if you do Instagram too, you could just hit, you wanted to go on Facebook, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
It's nice with Facebook and Instagram because they're the same company.
They're not detracting from your score by sharing.
They want you to do that because they want you to stay on their stuff as long as you can, not TikTok, not LinkedIn, not anyone else. So.
Right.
Do you recommend doing, there's a way you can turn on or off the paid or the advertising stuff? Or get to a certain point and then you can turn it on? Or?
Yeah. So that basically, for me personally, it doesn't really bother me. I think I'm kind of just used to it now. I expect there to be ads and things because I'm not going to be a paid premium YouTube subscriber. So I'm not going to pay the price for that. So I don't mind the ads. But yeah, you don't, as a video content creator, you don't really get to choose that necessarily. It's just as me, the subscriber, do I pay for YouTube Premium or do I just pay for, or do free?
I thought there was a way on your channel, you could shut off the advertising or not.
No.
Not anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's just the way that YouTube monetizes. One of the many ways they monetize is as a consumer, am I paying for premium for $9.99 a month or am I willing to take the ads? Kind of like Hulu, right? Do you want to have the commercials or not? So I don't think anymore as a content creator you have the control over that.
Okay.
And they insert more, they don't bother to insert commercials on, they only insert them on the videos that are getting a lot of views.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
That is
but usually,
true.
I don't pay for it either. I can usually skip the ad within seconds after it starts playing.
It's 5 seconds.
Yeah. So it's kind of point. It's okay, I'm really not watching the ad.
Yeah. I had a friend the other day.
Waiting
She's
for that 5 seconds.
You don't pay for premium? What do you do? I was like, I just watched the ad for 5 seconds. It's not that bad. But yeah, exactly. I'm consumed with something else. Well, any other questions on this?
Are you going to go? I didn't catch. I looked on the invite and I didn't see anywhere where it said this was the second
series.
This was the second class.
Yeah,
so
I
thought this was it.
I don't know really how it was
the
marketed, but
first one again.
Yeah, I mean we could definitely revisit that at a future time.
At the very early stages.
Yeah.
You could probably contact Kelly and.
We definitely have the recording for all of this too.
You do the first
so
one?
she recorded the first one. This one's being recorded.
That'll work.
So the next one's a month from now?
Exactly. So it is going to be the fourth one. No.
You're out of town.
I'm out of town.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But it will be in Chandler. It's YouTube
It will be in Chandler. So
I
I am here the fourth Wednesday of every month. I will be out of town that day. I'm in Chandler the fourth Thursday of every month. I will be available that day. So I guess we probably just won't do a Scottsdale one and we'll only do a Chandler one, but we will record it. So, any other questions?
Lunch is coming. If you guys want to hang out, now's the time to. If you've got specific things.
Yeah, I was gonna help look at your stuff too and see if we can get set up.
So what about? So I heard one of the other brothers is how long you've had stuff. I got so many old videos that are worthless anymore. I mean they're ugly. Number one. Should I just delete them all and start fresh? Do you think? Because I have not been good about doing anything lately.
How many do you have right now? Would you say total?
I don't know, 50, 60.
That's a good amount, actually.
But they're, market stats from 2 years ago, and the house from, whatever.
Yeah,
ago.
If they don't have any, they don't have much views or many comments or anything, it wouldn't hurt, I don't think, to delete.
You're better to clean
I was going to
up,
say, if you have 20, I would probably hold on to those just so you have a more robust library, but now that you're up to 50, I don't think that, of the 50 that you have, I don't think.
If you got rid of 30 of them, it wouldn't hurt.
Exactly.
Get rid of the older ones.
Yeah, I would. If it, like I said, if there's not engagement pieces that are kind of attributing to.
Well, and of course, I didn't build them anywhere with the current trend of putting a catchy title with them.
Yeah.
Biggest mistake you can make in your home closing.
Yeah.
Oh, the horror of it! I don't know how to do that. I can't visualize doing those.
Dramatize it.
Dramatic face thing.
I know. Oh my gosh! It's 2023.
So what if you didn't use Chicago title?
I like it.
you do a lot of videos, putting in the keywords and all that stuff, can you just save that draft and apply it to each new video?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can save all that time.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Exactly. That draft will stay there.
Yeah.
If you want to use it for one video, and then you want to use it in 2 months for a similar topic.
For another video, and just keep going that way.
You could totally do that.
So in like playlist, you probably want, it's going to be a theme, so you're probably going to on a playlist use the same one.
Same
You might
keywords.
add another 1 or 2 for the topic 2, topic 3, topic 4.
Yeah, but you can make adjustments to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I bet you for, on this playlist right here, we'll expand this. I bet you on this one, and then we'll go to the next one. I bet you the
Looks a lot the same.
keywords, let's see when it pops up. I bet you the keywords they're using a little different because this one's specific to Littleton, Colorado.
Maybe they just put the title of the new video in there and just keep adding.
Yep. Let's see. So that one says Littleton. Which one are we on?
Can you build an Excel spreadsheet of keywords and upload it into TubeBuddy and copy and paste it into TubeBuddy kind of thing? Because if you had a spreadsheet, you can easily replace Littleton with Aurora, with Denver, with.
I don't see why not. It'd just be a copy paste. Yeah, I think that would work. Oh, this one got 100% SEO score.
For listings.
What is that creator suggested?
Let's see. How many of the suggested videos shown at the end of the video are from the same channel? That's cool. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Is like, are you one of the suggested next videos? You want to be. So, 16 of the 20 videos shown at the end are from the same channel.
So that probably because you have a higher score, they're rewarding you by giving you 16 out of the 20.
Exactly.
If you had a low score, they're going to be 18 out of 20 or something.
Right. Yeah. So again, this right here on the right, this is all free. If you download the extension, having these extension tools, those are the paid, and we have the pro.
Yeah. So for half price, $14 a year, it's not much this first year.
Do you know what the legend has in?
Let's see. Making data-driven decisions.
Maybe they have a comparison list or something like that.
Yeah, they have to, right? Pricing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
The legend. So you can schedule your publish, schedule your video update, sunset videos. Well, you can schedule all of this in YouTube. So I'm not really sure. Oh, here we go. Bulk find, replace, and append.
So that could help you Littleton to Aurora.
Yep, so that might be kind of the idea you had. This one, let's see.
Auto translator, if you're trying to do.
I feel like a lot of these extra tools are ones that are kind of already within YouTube. An A/B tester, that's kind of nice.
What's A/B test?
So A/B test is basically if you were to do 2 videos, and let's say one has one title and the other one has a different title, but they're the same video, like which one's gonna perform better, and it will.
Thumbnail and title on it.
Yeah, exactly. You want to always change one. Yep. There's like one thing that you want to change, whether it's the thumbnail or the title or the keywords, and then you compare them against each other and see which one performs better. So these are kind of the different.
I thought it said chick magnet.
I'm sorry. Hit sold! Legend! Let's do it! I'm in! That would be pretty funny. Yeah. So these are some of the different tools that the TubeBuddy has. And then
what's the importance of the YouTube handle?
the click magnet?
No, the handle. When
on your channel.
What's the importance of it?
Yeah, I mean,
So basically, if you don't have one set up, let's see. If you didn't have, where is this sound coming from? If you didn't have one set up, right here,
it creates you.
It's this. But if you go to here, there's a handle. This makes it easy to see. YouTube.com/Georgia Coast Homes.
Yeah, like when I set up mine's just at Robert Maurice.
Perfect. And
is it better to have your name or?
It's best to have whatever you have on every other account. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, they should all be the same. Whereas we are able to be Chicago Title Arizona on everything except on Instagram. Somebody else used it, so we are Chicago Title AZ. Drives me nuts. But you want to be the same thing on every account, because then it's just brand recognition, easily identified.
Yeah. So I got Instagram. That's the profile name.
Perfect. It's
right.
your username.
Username.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Exactly that.
Okay.
So her, like in this case, so she everywhere she should be Georgia Coast Homes.
Okay.
Georgia Coast Homes is what her username is, and that's what she should be across the entire internet. Just so it's brand recognition.
Okay.
So if you just type into a search box Georgia Coast Homes, it's going to pop up.
Yeah, so if I were to do that right
Pop
now,
up her Facebook, it'll pop up all of her.
it should. So she's got her website, right?
There's her YouTube
There's
at the
her.
top, and
Here's her Google business page, Facebook. Yeah. I'm surprised Instagram's not on here. But that's actually really, really good, because you would think if I were to type in, like, obviously not Phoenix Coast Homes, but like Phoenix Desert Homes or something, like you're gonna get like a hodgepodge of Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, whereas she's obviously done a really good job with her SEO and branding, that it's like her stuff at the top, followed by land.com, seaislandproperties.com, vacation rentals, right? So she's...
Okay.
But the fact that she's Georgia Coast Homes on everything helps with her SEO, because the little bots know that is, they all match up, so that helps in everything that she's doing.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. That just helped out
Good.
a lot, because I was
Good.
wondering about getting everything coordinated and stuff with a similar name, and
You want it all
my
consistent.
website address and stuff.
Yeah, and even that, so right here, what I always say, like the prerequisite, where you want to start is here. Google business page. So whatever address I have right here, 237 Highland Point, whatever phone number I have right here, whatever name I have right here, everything that's here, that's what needs to be mimicked everywhere else. Because Google is scanning the internet, and once it finds, oh, you have the same phone number, the same address on Facebook, that must be your page. So everything you do on Facebook, that's all going to help your Google score. And that's really, we talked about, Google is what really matters here. The social media is all branding tools. And then same with Instagram. Oh, you have the same phone number there, the same email, the same name, that must be you. So all of the stuff you do on Instagram, that's helping your Google business. That's helping you rank higher in a search. So yeah, make sure everything is consistent across the board. I see sometimes if you're an agent who's changed brokerages, someone on their website, they have My Home Smart, and then here they have My Home Group, right? So
it's sometimes hard to get those cleaned up.
Totally. There are directories out there that people are like, I didn't even know my stuff was on.
No, mine from Keller Williams from 2006.
They're like, where did this come from?
Still shows up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I even called them. I said, please, take down my website.
Yeah.
So it's good to go on a computer that's not yours once in a while and look at this because. So here's a for instance just recently, and my wife works she's a regional manager for 4 states for a lender who's not one of our preferred lenders, so I won't mention the name, but I was just wanting to figure out time it was going to take me to get there, because I was trying to tell her when I would be outdoors, so I typed the company name in, and one of her LOs popped up at the top, because she's done a great job at this, and the company name showed up office closed, like permanently closed. I'm like, you need to get your person that's supposed to be doing this on this, because you're showing Google that you're permanently closed because somebody didn't send a postcard back.
And when that is today, if you were to give someone your business card, you met them at an event, first thing they're going to do is they're going to Google your name. And if you see permanently closed right away, then you're like, all right, on to the next one, right? So that's usually, I guess if you just met them, you might give them a little grace, but then they're on to the next 68,000 agents that are out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thanks for being here, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you guys learned a thing or two.
lunch is on its way.
Yes.
We couldn't get it here till 11:30, so.
Oh, yeah, because it's a 10 to 11 class.
Yeah.
But we're going to invade downstairs.
Yeah.
No, I think she's bringing it up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Install the TubeBuddy, so if I wanted to.
Yep.
Right?
So then the Pro, that's the one that I was showing you.
Cut out that conversation, that's right.
But then it says install.
I had one job.
So that's the extension, that's the Google Chrome extension that will be
That we have to do
on
first.
the right hand side. Yes. So now we're going to,
So this is number
Keeps
2.
going back to that when I say I want to install it.
This is number 2.
Isn't that weird?